Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Swapnil Lagvekar. I am the head of WFM with Hexaware Technologies. What I'm going to present today is a human-bot reporting experience. And I might as well sound like this because I have a bad throat. So in between I might sound like a human and in between I might sound like a bot. I wanted to make it more realistic. Two rules I'm going to follow. Of course, the bell rule that Dr. Siva has called for. The other rule I'm going to follow is not quote Sridhar's 85-15 discussion that we had, right? I think we have had enough discussions around 85-15, so I'm not going to quote that, right? Okay, so the best part about this forum, right, is it gives you a lot of surprises in terms of while you're operating in your own verticals, worlds, your own organizations, very rarely do you get an opportunity to actually think what the others are doing, right? Or what you're doing, is it really at the market right now or at not, right? I think we are one of the blessed teams to have that thought process very early. So what we are going to present today is Abatus 2.0, our GenAI based reporting solution, right? I know all the agentic AI discussion is mostly around forecasting, scheduling, capacity planning, which is very well done. So as a leader, I thought, okay, I'll let everyone else work on that, and I'll pick up an area which always goes neglected, which is the reporting part of it, right? While the world is transforming towards agentic AI, there is a huge population who doesn't relate to it at all, okay? And we all in this room relate to it, but if you step outside and ask someone agentic AI, they might say, we don't know what is happening, right? So it's very important for us to kind of enable that population to have visibility on how their world is changing before agentic AI and after agentic AI, right? And how do you do that? The best way to do that is to give them performance numbers as quickly as possible, right? The whole idea of introduction of agentic AI is first efficiency, but the second one is of course the TAT, the amount of time required for a human to act on a task. The agentic AI of course does it rather quickly, correct? Now if the bot is acting quickly, how do you kind of enable your operations to understand is the right amount of work done or not, is something that we come to present out here with our solution. So now this is not a slide from today. This is a slide from my presentation from 2019 in the same forum, right? And that's when we had initiated our bot reporting thought process, okay? Which now is called agentic AI, right? So in 2019, Hexaware WFM already had crossed 100 reporting bots in terms of count, which meant my MIS team did not invest time from then until now into making reports, but they actually spend time to analyze and kind of deep dive further into the numbers, okay? So you can say we are the pioneers in terms of reporting agentic AI. All right, so this year we actually crossed a milestone, crossing 500 reporting bots within our organization. We cater to more than 180 clients on a daily, weekly basis, and these bots churn around 1,400 reports in one day. Now these reports include real-time updates, end-of-day updates, weekly updates, etc. You say it and they make it, right? And that's why I said you can call us the pioneer of reporting agentic AI bots, because we were the ones who first came up with this concept in 2019, and our journey has been amazing from there on. So what have we done from there, right? Well, I have done nothing. My team has done a lot of work, which I will now show. Go ahead, please. So our thought process always has been around digital WFM, okay? I was a strong supporter of this thought process that while the world is transforming, in this forum, or people in this forum should think, how can our guys be empowered or enabled to think digitally, okay? And also to execute their work in a digitized manner. So that's been our journey till now. We of course started with Excel-based reporting. We went on to bot reporting. We have our own reporting websites or web portals customized for our clients, right? And we are the first ones to actually launch a mobile app for our customers, right? The whole idea again is how soon can you translate your performance information to your partners for either them or us to action upon something, right? So gone are the days when people want to open their laptops. How many of you have laptops here? No one. I mean, you have it here, sorry. But how many of you have it open? Not many, right? But are you still checking your cell phones? You are, right? Most of you must be also looking at Facebook and WhatsApp, but you are still looking at your phones, right? So imagine if you can still control your performance numbers through your cell phone, what else do you want as a leader, right? So our mobile app offering is the first in the industry to have a customized reporting app for internal customers as well as our clients. So when we get into any engagement with any client, these are the basic things that we commit, right? That we'll have a reporting portal for you, and we'll have a customized mobile app for you, which has Power BI dashboards enabled into it. So every information that the client wants is with them on their cell phone as well, okay? But of course, we didn't stop here. So we were thinking, what next, right? So everything is done. Website is done, mobile app is done, Power BI is done, looks good. What next? So then came the time of GenAI, right? And so I just take you back. So let's go to the next slide. Anyone remembers this? If you say yes, then you belong to 1960s. So before you say yes, please think through. Okay, but I'll say yes, okay? Not that I belong to 1960s, but I remember a register, okay? So the way data was being asked from the management in those days was through a register, right? Give me data of people attending office in the morning. What happened next? The entire computer desktop things came through, so data was asked through desktops. Remember floppy drives? Yeah? We have pretty oldies in this room. Okay. CDs, anyone remembers? Of course, even I do. Then came the USB drives, right? So the way data was being asked for and being transferred moved along all those years with technology, right? And then finally we had laptops and the tab as well, correct? I also have a tab with me, which I never use, but I still have it, right? Okay, so this gave us a thought that if the ask from the management is changing so frequently, how do you kind of match up to it, right? Now, what has not changed over the years is the management asking for data, right? Your boss must have still messaged you saying, hey, I don't care if you're in the summit, I need this data, right? And last year that happened to me as well. My boss asked me for data and I was like, I'm in between the summit, how do I respond? He's like, no, I need the data. That's where the thought came of GenAI based reporting, okay? And our AI bot, which is Abatus, has now transformed into AI Abatus 2.0, right? What does 2.0 do differently? Good. Okay. So Abatus 2.0 is actually capable of responding to any data requirements that comes from any stakeholder at various levels, right? So there is a platform that we have enabled which responds to any prompts limited to that process data only, right? So imagine you have your own database for your process, which has all information for the last 1 year. Anyone who is looking for any analytics, insights, etc., which is required from a leadership perspective, all they have to do is put up a prompt across and they get a detailed response of that prompt, right? Saves a lot of time of the reporting team, saves a lot of time of the person who is asking for the data, and you still have your MIS team there, but now they are analyzing and they're not preparing the data, right? We'll quickly see a small video on actually how Abatus 2.0 actually operates. So within Hexaware, we have a tool called as Matrix tool, where all data around performance matrix is kind of maintained. May it be internal, not client data for sure. So you can see there are various functions out there. So each function kind of has to fill their own data, or the data is kind of fetched. Now I'm a leader and I want to kind of go and understand something that comes to my mind at probably 12 midnight or 2 a.m. Previously, I would have probably called up a WFM resource and said, hey, can you make that data for me? But with Abatus 2.0, you put a prompt out there. So someone wants to know what was my month-on-month headcount for the year 2024, okay? And you know our leaders, right? 25, they'll ask questions for 24. But that's okay. We have data and we have someone responding to them. So what happens? Abatus 2.0 creates a complete summarized response of the prompt asked for. And not only the data and the tables, it also creates graphical representations of the same data, okay? Now, some people are quite choosy about the graphs as well, which I will show you. But then it also kind of identifies the anomalies in the data, the trends in the data. It gives you call out saying what went wrong, what was good, what was not good, etc., etc. So any questions that might come up are already answered with this, right? I'll give you a minute to kind of get amazed further and see at the screen. All right, so this is a standard framework that I want to kind of showcase what happens. So it's not complex, right? We have our own database called the Matrix tool. Tensai is Hexaware's tunnel, which actually kind of safeguards the entire data when it passes through any open source LLM. Abatus 2.0 facilitates all of this. We generally use PHP as a platform to create those websites because you need a interface or a forum, right? And then, of course, because people have become lazy to open their laptops, we now have that on the cell phone as well. So imagine the power of data that you have on your cell phone at any point of time while you have real-time dashboards on your cell phone, but you can also have analytics or insights at any point of time at whatever comes to your mind. You don't have to really wait for someone to analyze something, create a dashboard, create a report, send it back to you. Abatus 2.0 enables that for us. Okay, so as I said, Abatus 2.0 is our GenAI enabled reporting framework. It is built to learn, adapt. It also kind of suggests what did you look at. So if you recollect the video, there is a history saved as well. So if Swapnil keeps on asking for unnecessary questions, those unnecessary questions are also saved there so that it doesn't bother Abatus any further. When we started our journey, we always understood automation was just the beginning, and there was a lot to explore in the WFM forum, right? And that's the reason when I made that comment, I said, if this forum decides and we can create solutions which can enable and empower our teammates, our WFM members, that is the way forward, right? Instead of us worrying about are we going to have a job or not, of course that is a fact, right? But I think if we come up with solutions which empower our teams further, that will really make our positions further more strong. It's just a representation of where does our maturity model in terms of reporting sit through, right? So it's not that we don't make Excel reports. There are some clients who still love Excel. We make reports for them, but they are maintained by the bots. The digitization happens through Power BI, Zoho dashboards, which we enable, or we create our own dashboards as well. And then on top of all of this sits Abatus 2.0, which gives you a GenAI feature of reporting as well. So overall, our complete digitized package of reporting makes us one of the differentiators in the industry today. While everyone is kind of focusing on how the bots are going to get forecasted, how the capacity is going to come out, we are taking a step back and thinking tomorrow when the bot performs, how do I know the bot is performing or not, is through a reporting platform which will enable bot reporting as well, right? Remember, the only way you know that a bot is alive by looking at a performance. Has anyone seen a bot? I mean, an agentic AI bot. None of us. How do we establish the fact that there is a bot deployed, the bot is performing? Only and only by reports and through dashboards. Okay. Okay, so that's what we have as an offering. We also partner with our clients to kind of give them this experience because, as I said earlier, while a lot of us understand agentic AI, a lot of us understand transformation, there is a huge population otherwise who don't relate to all of this, and the only way they can connect to this is through us giving them that experience of transformation, right? Any one of you wants to experience the app, these are the two scan codes. You can just do it right now as well. That's the user ID and the password, and you can have a real-time look of how the app looks like. That's also my GPay scan, so if you kind of want to send me some goodies, you can. All right, so before the bell rings, I'm good to answer any questions.
So what are the challenges you've encountered when you deployed conversational AI?
Mostly it's about how do I secure my data, right? It's about do you have a secure environment for me to actually give you the data for it to process this information. Okay, and now with cloud options being available, Arvind, most of the clients are okay to have their own cloud. Give us the access and we deploy the solution for them.
Is the tool?
Sorry.
is the app natively developed, or is it?
Yes, I have my own development team within the WFM function. So every development that happens to that team only.
And for the solution that kind of goes out to the client partners, right? How do you manage the access controls and all this stuff? Is it all SSO driven, or is it something you do differently for clients versus in-house ecosystem?
So in-house, everyone is SSO driven. For the clients as well, we have done SSO as well as individual logins if they ask for.
From a security standpoint?
From a security standpoint, yes.
Just for our internal stakeholder, we have also enabled RLS security framework. So let's say, for example, if I want to limit certain data exposures to a certain stakeholder, I can do that with the RLS.
When she raised her hand, I was thinking, why is she asking a question? She's from my team. But yeah, what she said is, all this is access controlled as well. Sorry, Jay. All this is access controlled, so I can enable the view in such a way that Vandana, when she logs in, has a complete visibility. But if I log in, I can only see my line of business numbers only. Same applies to the bot as well. Sorry.
So, what you're calling bot is a script. Okay. So, within your Hexaware form, you can the script will say xyz@hexaware.com. Your domain, and then you put your password and you log in. That's how it will fetch the data. But how do you enable in a Citrix environment where are you working in that kind of environment?
Yes.
Where we have 30-40 clients where we do not have the access, meaning they will only give us access through a Citrix environment. You can go to a remote desktop, fetch the data and all. There we are unable to write a bot.
Correct.
They will not allow us. So in those situations, how do you manage it?
So in those cases, we have, or the client has given us an ID or an email ID, which is as good as an employee. Because it is just not a script, it is actually a bot, right?
Right.
So that bot gets an identity for itself saying bot@whatever.com.
Okay.
And that ID is enabled to the Citrix environment to fetch data as and when required.
Okay. So you would have taken a typical client security access.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
And then the entire engine or the setup works only on that system or in that environment.
Right.
If I try to do it outside, it will not, of course, respond.
Yeah.
Quick question.
Sorry.
In terms of GPTs in-house, or do you go outside the available like cloud and all other?
The advantage of being a technology company is we have our own GPTs in-house.
You build your own in-house so that you don't need to worry about the data governance.
No.
Okay, that's good. But I saw one AI where it's trying to convert the data, anonymize the data in your workflow earlier. If it is already in-house, why are you using that? In your previous workflow, I saw like.
So there are various solutions. Okay, so as a model, we have still kept a tunnel because some LLMs still have to go open source and come back, right?
Okay.
And in cases where it gets resolved within our own LLMs, we don't pass it to the tunnel actually.
Okay, so it's a hybrid.
Yeah, of course. Who's ringing the bell? Sorry.
Is this productized for you guys to do product?
Jay, sorry, I missed you. Sorry.
To your clients as an upcharge for doing something?
Yes, we are. Because any and every client that we showcase this to wants to have it for their environment as well. So we are, of course, productizing this for sure. But for our operations, it is kind of a value add. If they want to do it for their own world and other partners, why do it for free? Yeah.
When you say you have your own GPT, can you please double click on it and explain what you have actually done?
It's a business secret, but I'll tell you. Hexaware being a technology company, right? We have our own solutions across the board, right? When it comes to automation anywhere, when it comes to LLMs, when it comes to using Azure platforms, etc. So we are just making use of the best of what we have in-house as such. That's what I can share right now. So we're waiting for you to ring the bell. No, I'm happy to answer any more questions. I'm here as well.
Actually, I have 1 more minute.
Oh.
Then you have 5 minutes.
Okay, then let's quote Sridhar and go to the 85-15 topic again. Sorry, yeah, Mohit, hi.
April, a lot many times at least I can think about my previous organization.
Yeah.
The challenge with reporting is that it's always contested, right? Because different teams have different sources, and their way of looking at data in a different way, and they're always, so most often you're debating the data and not working on the solution.
Yeah.
How do you manage that with this? Because now you have eliminated the human from the capturing the request and providing the data back. So if you can share some more details on that.
So Mohit, we have two-fold approach. One is where we standardize what we are offering, right? You would have standard dashboards, standard look and feel, etc., etc. And then we do have a customization as well, because of course every client, every operations wants to look at numbers in a very different way. So there is a standard offering. If you are happy with it, you want some more for the deep dive, we customize that for those operations as well. So one of my team members is always constantly looking for how to improvise, how to change. If there's a change in the SLAs that has happened at client end, have we incorporated them or not? So this is a constant learning that keeps on happening as such.
Thank you.
But I'm sure you've run into an issue. Somebody has asked for the data, you provided the data, and he says, I don't trust this data. Can you ask a human to generate it?
Yeah, that happens for sure.
Thing to cross-check as well.
Yeah. However, my turnaround time is saved drastically because the guy who's going to now work on it already has a feeler of what the output is, right? Then what he or she is doing is fine-tuning that data furthermore to suit the operations requirement or the stakeholders requirement for that matter. Hence I said, while the industry agentic AI is ensuring quicker TATs for operations, as a data guy, how can you enable quicker data response is what Abatus 2.0 is all about. 6 years, our timelines and accuracy has never fallen down below 98.5% actually. That's the level of accuracy that it comes through. Because we started in 2019, so we have, of course, matured with it. And there is a bot that controls that percentage also, so anytime it falls below 98, it takes it back to 99. Yeah, because I have a TV displayed in front of my CEO's office who keeps on looking at it. So I might as well show some green numbers there. But no, it's not controlled. But we have experienced that our bots mature over time. So the error percentage, of course, has gone down for sure. We started off at around 88 to 90%, moved up to 98 now. And now, since it has become a practice, right, we know what needs to go in. Earlier, we were trying and testing everything, but now we know when a new process comes in, you try and understand where the source is, you try deploying the templates first, take and sign off, and then automate that. So the journey is quite mature in Hexaware today.
So, any preferred language for script writing for bots?
No, not really. But it just depends on how complex the ask is. And the other language is either dollars or INR. Works for us.
Swapnil, whether you came across any users who said that I wanted an Excel downloadable version?
Yeah, 100%. Excel, PDF, text file still is alive. Everyone wants that. Yeah. No, people do ask for that because the beauty is, if you're getting a complete response, then someone wants to kind of download that and send it across also. So how do you do that? It's through a PDF option or Excel option. We do that. We do give that option.
Do you want to have any analysis or the views you want to change?
Thank you. No, sorry, I was not being sarcastic, but yeah, I think someone else had a question.
I'll ask.
Okay, sure.
Cost optimization, these are all like compute cost and depend upon what GPTs do you use behind the scenes, it's a nano or a full thinking GPT. So you might have different customer base who are ready to pay a big dollar bill and who are ready. So do you customize behind the scenes? What type of GPT do you give and what is the difference you see in terms of the output and the quality?
So how we are currently looking at this is, in a way, if I am doing this for a larger operations that I am already running, right? I'm okay to discount the price because I'm already earning from the operations. If it's a smaller operations, I charge large because the cost optimization then doesn't happen. If I give them a discount, then I will not have my margins in place. So that's how I'm currently looking at it. But I want to kind of come up to a level where I can standardize this offering at a certain cost as well, which we are working towards, but I think it takes some time for us to get there.
But do you tweak the
No. That's the only solution that we have, so we are not tweaking what we have. But that's a smart thought. I can probably think about it. No, I understand. No, we are not doing that as of now. We are just offering everything as a standard offering that we have. No compromise on the quality for sure. Okay, thank you for attention and your time and your questions. Was a very interactive one. Thank you so much. We'll meet you guys again for the best tool as well in some time. Thank you.